Hey everybody, welcome to DaveTV for the 26th of December 2015, day after Christmas. Yes, it was a warm Christmas, and as you can see, I got my camo shorts on today. Yeah, it's December, man. So, what did I get for Christmas? Well, excuse me here. One of my favorite things that I really needed this. I really needed this. As you get older, you get a lot of hair on your ears. But you're a guy. I guess women do too. I don't know. But you get hair on your ears. You get funny. If you're shaving your head, it's hard to shave the head. There's sometimes the hair on the top of the head won't come off real well. You get little occasional things coming up, and behind your ears you got a lot of hair, funny little hair things, and on back of your neck you do. And there's patches. You know, when I shave my head with a cheap little razor, there's still little patches in here that are hard to shave. You know, with the razor. So this will pick up the random. But I really like this. Got this from my sister, so I really needed it. It was weird. I was like, I didn't even specifically ask for this. It was just something I needed, and there it was. So what else did I get? Got a bunch of gift cards. Got a Starbucks. Yeah, I can always use that. Got a letter from the IRS. That just makes me mad. You know, I sent in my taxes back in, by the deadline. April the 15th of last year, of this past year. And I never got one of those Obamacare forms. You're supposed to file some sort of Obamacare form if you get that Obamacare whatever. And it never came, so I just filed it without it. Whatever. And then in late May, the Obamacare form came. In late May. It's like Form 89, whatever. I don't know. But it just came in late May. And it was like almost like 2 months or a month and a half, 2 months after I filed my taxes. And I just said, F it, and stuck it in the drawer. And now they went, oh, you've got to file your Obamacare form. Because, I only had Obamacare for like, a month or two in 2014. So I didn't think I thought maybe they just didn't care. I like President Obama, and I like what he's done with, at least getting us on the first tiny step to getting, universal health care. But having the IRS kind of being your nanny and making sure you have health insurance and doing all that, I think that's kind of creepy. And I really do think that the Republicans need to work on that. I don't think the IRS should be the one who's, doing the policeman to make sure you got your health insurance. So, there I go. I guess maybe some of that WMAL is sinking into my liberal brain. I don't know. But I do think that's a little creepy. What else did I get? Well, actually, I'll plug this year. The Tower Site Calendar 2016. My good friend, he's not a good friend. I met him. I think I met him once or twice. He's a cool guy. Scott Fybush. He does this thing called Northeast Radio Watch. It's kind of like a DCRTV for the Northeast, okay? He covers everything from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, north, all the way up, New York and New England, and sometimes goes out to, whatever, Canada, southern Canada. Anyway, he does a really nice site, Fybush.com, Nerw. Check it out, Fybush.com. Anyway, he produces this magnificent Tower Site calendar every year. And I just love it. This is my main calendar. I stick over my desk there, and I don't know. It's what I call tower porn, if towers turn you on, they're very phallic. Anyway, he has every month he has he has like history, he has dates. Now it's all for Northeast stuff, I think, but it's cool, here's a station in Oswego, New York. They signed on in 1961 in March, and there's he has dates that commemorate New England and New York and stuff, broadcasting. And then he has all these cool towers. Now the towers are from all over the country. Okay, they're not just New England towers. Okay, well, here's a cool one. There's WABC in New York in the Meadowlands there. I've driven by that several times. Yeah, the old WABC, big 770. So yeah, some really cool stuff. So check this out, and you can still order one from Scott. Just go to fybush.com, and you'll see the links there. And he has a whole bunch. You can get an autographed copy. You can buy them in bulk. There's one version that has a gold-plated, literally a gold-plated rim thing here. Binders. Yeah, no, I'm kidding about that. But it's very cool. I do highly recommend it. And if you didn't find it in your Christmas stocking, you can still get one. Or just click on the linky dink on the front page of DCRTV, because I do. He sends me a calendar every year, and I put a little link up, little ad for him for a month or two. So check on that. It's very easy to order. All right. So what else is going on here? Someone said to me, Dave, what would you like for a Christmas present, media-wise? I don't know. I think something that's still in my, I've always had this, and it's my impossible dream. It'll never happen, but I would love to see a radio station in Washington that would be a cool local rocker. Okay? Something like the early HFS, okay? WHFS on 102.3 from the 70s through the early 80s, and they moved over to 99.1 through, they lasted until 2005, but the station's good years were the 80s, I think, and the early 90s. It was a really cool locally programmed rocker. It had local radio shows on it. It was commercial. They did the HF Festival, and it was a really cool station, and it was a great station. Something like that. But it was local. I would like it locally owned, and I want it, a local rocker that focused on local Washington music, but predominantly rock. And, played a whole bunch of stuff, old stuff, new stuff, whatever. They would have, every kind of rock you can imagine, all mixed in. I realize that's not really going to happen today with the way radio is. A lot of people are now listening to other things other than radio for their music, which is fine, and that's good. And people are doing that with their music. Yeah, with rock, everybody has their own little version of rock they like. There's about a dozen different versions, if not more. And we all find somewhere the Pandora thing or the internet thingy dingy or some online station from Seattle or London or something that we like, and that's great. But it would be just nice if we had something here in Washington that did that, like what Philadelphia does with XPN, their WXPN, they're at 88.5 in Philly. It's a really cool music-y station that's locally programmed. It's run by the University of Pennsylvania. If WAMU would do that with whatever. I imagine they're not going to do something like that because they're budget cutting and there's a lot of money problems. But I always dreamed that a really cool, locally programmed progressive-y rocker. If Santa Claus could find a way to bring that to me, I think that would be cool. But anyway, it's been a good year for DCRTV. What do I say? Raising money has been harder than ever, though. The problem now with when you run a website is that you've got competition from Facebook and Twitter. Now, Twitter and Facebook are great for promoting. I like them. I use them a lot. We have DCRTV all over Facebook, and we have a lot of friends and stuff, and we do that. But it's hard to monetize that. You really can't monetize it very well. So when people need to come to my website, and I can sell ads and make money doing that. But the problem is, with surviving. How do you survive when you've got Facebook and Twitter that are basically taking away your customers, or your paying customers, and there's so much competition for free web and stuff like that. So we're getting along, we're getting by, and as I've always said, even if DCRTV is not an ongoing financial entity, for some reason, if I just say, okay, throw in the towel and say, it's been a great 18 plus years, but I'm going to go do something else. Even if I did that, even if I got a job, or whatever, I'd still keep DCRTV going, okay? Even if all the ads went away and, I'd still do the site because I love it, And if it, when it would still be there. It may not be updated as much as you like, but it's gonna be there. As long as I'm around, I'm going to keep DCRTV going. So don't worry about that. But yeah, who knows where it's going in the next couple of years in terms of, I'd like it to be an ongoing financial success, and it's been that. But it's just every year it's a little more. It's like twice as much work to make the same amount of money. So that's why I'm saying if you feel it in your heart to help us out, help me out, because it is a one-man site. Send me a couple bucks, okay? PayPal, all you got to do is send it to PayPal. If you have a PayPal account, just send it to DCRTV at DCRTV.com or DCRTV at hotmail.com. Either one of those addresses works. Or, check in the mail. The address is on the website. Just click on the little support link there. And, that would be great, And we do have a lot of folks, a lot of people who are very generous and who have made some nice donations and who do so every year. And I really, really, really want to thank you. And it's very, very nice. But, it's expensive living here in the DC area. Someone said, you ought to move out in the hinterland somewhere and do DCRTV. And I could. I've always wanted to do a lot of hiking. I love hiking. I started up my Camo Pants website, CamoPantsHiker.com website this past year, and I've really enjoyed doing the hiking. And I'd love to get into doing some more hiking. And someone said, why don't you just move out to rural Virginia somewhere out near the Shenandoah or something and just build up a hiking business? And, that's an idea that I've really thought about. I'm getting old, man. I'm in my, 50s, and how many more good years am I going to have to do some hiking? And, it's almost like, see, the clock is ticking. I need to get out there and get some hiking done. So, I don't know. It's something that keeps going through my head, and I can still do DCRTV from wherever. So, who knows? Maybe that'll happen in 2016. I don't know. But I do feel like some changes are coming. The radio business, the media business, I don't know. I just find that it's less appealing to me these days. I still love it, but it's like, what do you listen to on the radio? I used to be passionate. There was a couple of good stations that I would just die for. How could I move away from Washington if I couldn't hear HFS or DC 101 or something? And now, I can, with the internet, I can listen to anything, anywhere. What does it matter? I always said that. Well, I'd love to live in London because there's so many cool radio stations in London. Well, I can get them all on my damn computer, and they sound wonderful. Why do I need to live there just to listen to the radio? I can hear it. I can hear Paris radio. I can hear cool rock stations in the West Coast. So I don't know. So anyway, I still love the media. There's a lot wrong with it. There's a lot of crap. It's like cable TV has gone down the toilet, and most broadcast radio I just can't stand anymore. I don't like the corporate stuff. There's no local radio hardly anymore, so I don't know. The Gamut, if you listen to the Gamut, it's one of the cooler radio stations in the Washington market. You can hear it on 104.5, and you can hear it on 820 AM and on WTOP's HD2. Again, it's like a step towards the right direction in terms of cool rock radio, but they need to take a few more steps. And I really wish Hubbard would do that. It's Dave Colasar, I believe his name is. He's an engineer at WTOP, and he programs this wonderful music mix. It's everything. I mean, they play everything. You hear 70s disco and weird progressive rock from the 90s and stuff from today and old stuff and Frank Sinatra. It's all mixed up, and it's a wonderful mix. But they need like DJs, and they need some focus on some of it. They need to have special shows, and and they need to develop it. And I really wish 2016 would be the year that Hubbard says, okay, let's work on really building this into something really cool. We've taken a few couple steps here. Let's take it further. I think that would be neat, but I don't know, the way the business climate is today, the way corporate radio and the debt and all these companies teetering on bankruptcy, and the way I move my hands like this, I don't know. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But you can dream, and you can ask Santa Claus. So anyway, one other thing I wanted to mention today. Who's this guy? See this guy? I see him on Channel 4 a lot. Chris, I'd say I'm trying to coordinate these cameras here, and I can't. Okay, whoa, there he is. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, there. Chris Lawrence. I'm using a cheap little webcam here, so pardon me. There's Chris Lawrence. And, I really get the impression that WRC is grooming him to be Jim Vance's successor. I don't know. I just get that impression. Jim, he's the longtime anchor dean there at Channel 4, and he's got to be retiring one of these days. He's still going to be doing the news through 2016, at least the 6 o'clock cast. But I just feel like Channel 4 is grooming him to be the next Jim Vance. Chris is a nice guy, but he just creeps me out a little bit. Do you ever see broadcast news and there's a William Hurt character who plays the top anchor, and he's not really the greatest journalist in the world, but he just knows how to connect with the audience, and he has that way and that style, and he kind of cocks his head and pretends to be interested, and he does that. The guy who's that David Muir, the guy who's on ABC News now, he does the same thing. He has that kind of presence, and he connects with you, and it's almost like it's phony. It's like an act. And I get that with Chris. He gets that, they do often have him standing there, and he looks wonderful. And he does this, an old lady was run over today in Bethesda. And then he does this sad look in his face. But somebody came to her aid. And then he does this kind of like, watch his face as he's doing the news, okay? He's creepy. He's creepy, man. He's creepy good. But I really do think he's the guy they're planning to, he's going to be the successor to Vance, I really think. Chris Lawrence there at Channel 4. Mark Segraves, I've been feuding with him lately. I don't know. I reported on the WNEW demise a couple weeks ago, and he was trashing me on Twitter and banned me from his Twitter account. Like, who can, I can still get on his stupid Twitter feed. And then I see him the other day, and he has big jowls, and it's like, come on, Mark, part of being on television is you got to look good, and you're failing rule number 1, Mark. Don't have the lighting from below and then big kind of saggy neck. Grow a beard like me. That'll hide it. All right, folks, I'm done. I'm sorry for a rambling, extra long Dave TV today. I'll probably get only 10 views, but what the hell. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Don't forget to help support the site. I hope you had a whole happy Christmas. And God bless us each and every one. Adios, amigos.